Good morning. Welcome to AVANIGADDA Coaching Center online classes Hyderabad and Nalgonda. Na peru G. Prajapathi. I am working as a botany faculty in AVANIGADDA Coaching Center Hyderabad and also at Nalgonda. So since from 10 years. So dear students, ఇక్కడ మనం ప్రభుత్వం నిర్వహించబోయేటువంటి త్వరలో నోటిఫికేషన్ విడుదల చేస్తున్నటువంటి టీజీటీ పీజీటీ గురుకులకు సంబంధించినటువంటి ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో టీజీటీ పీజీటీకి సంబంధించినటువంటి బయోలాజికల్ సైన్స్ ఏదైతే పార్ట్ ఉందో అందులో నేను పూర్తి స్థాయిలో అవనిగడ్డ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ హైదరాబాద్ బ్రాంచ్ అలాగని నల్గొండ బ్రాంచెస్ లో బోటనీకి సంబంధితమైనటువంటి సిలబస్ ను పూర్తిగా డీల్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో కాబట్టి ఈ టీజీటీ పీజీటీకి ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నటువంటి అభ్యర్థులందరికీ కూడా మొదటగా అవనిగడ్డ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ తరపున శుభాకాంక్షలు. ఈ క్లాస్ లో అంటే ఈ వీడియోలో భాగంగా మనం టీజీటీ పీజీటీ గురుకులకు సంబంధించినటువంటి మెయిన్ పేపర్ లో బయో సైన్స్ కు సంబంధితమైనటువంటి పార్ట్ లో బోటనీ సిలబస్ అనేటువంటిది ఏ విధంగా ఉంటుందో మనం మొదటగా తెలుసుకున్నాం. అలాగనే మన ప్రిపరేషన్ లెవెల్ అనేటువంటిది ఏ స్థాయిలో ఉంటే మనం ఖచ్చితంగా ఈ గురుకులకు సంబంధితమైనటువంటి పోస్ట్ ను సంపాదించుకోవచ్చు అనేటువంటి దానిపైన కూడా ఈ వీడియో అనేటువంటిది మీకు ఎంతగానో ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాం. సో కాబట్టి టీజీటీ పీజీటీ బయో సైన్స్ సిలబస్ లో మనం మొదటగా తెలుసుకోవాల్సినటువంటి విషయం ఏమిటంటే మనం ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నటువంటి సబ్జెక్ట్ అనేటువంటిది మనకు ప్రాథమికంగా 6వ తరగతి మొదలుకొని ఇంటర్మీడియట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ వరకు కూడా సిలబస్ అనేటువంటిది ఉండబోతుంది. సో ఫ్రమ్ 6th స్టాండర్డ్ టు ది ఇంటర్మీడియట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ వరకు కూడా మనం బోటనీ సబ్జెక్ట్ ను ప్రిపేర్ కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి బోత్ టీజీటీ అండ్ పీజీటీకి సంబంధించి ఒకే రకమైనటువంటి సిలబస్ ను మనకి ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వడం అనేటువంటి జరిగింది అన్నట్లు. సో అందులో మన బోటనీకి సంబంధించినటువంటి పార్ట్ అలాగనే జూవాలజీకి సంబంధితమైనటువంటి కొన్ని విషయాలు మనకి ఇక్కడ సిలబస్ లో పొందుపరచడం జరిగింది. ఈ వీడియోలో మనం ప్రాథమికంగా బోటనీ సంబంధితమైనటువంటి సిలబస్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దాని గురించి మొదటగా తెలుసుకుందాం అబౌట్ బోటనీ సిలబస్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్లో మనం ఖచ్చితంగా జూవాలజీకి సంబంధితమైన సిలబస్ ఏ విధంగా ఉందో తెలుసుకుందాం. అలాగనే ఇన్ ప్రీవియస్ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ది క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ ఆఫ్ ది గురుకుల ఎగ్జామినేషన్. సో వాట్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ది క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆల్సో ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పేపర్ అనేటువంటిది కూడా మనం ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేయబోతున్నాం. సో కాబట్టి ఈ ఇవ్వబడినటువంటి సిలబస్ ను మనం ఒకసారి బాగా పరిశీలించినట్లయితే ఈ టీజీటీ పీజీటీ సిలబస్ లో బయోలాజికల్ సైన్స్ కి సంబంధించి బోటనీలో టోటల్ గా ఒక 4 చాప్టర్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్ అనేటువంటిది ఉంది కంప్లీట్ గా కూడా. అందులో వెరీ బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది చాప్టర్ పేరు ఏమిటంటే బయోలాజికల్ సైన్సెస్ అనేటువంటి టాపిక్ ను మనకి ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేశారు. సో ఇన్ దీస్ బయోలాజికల్ సైన్సెస్ ఇట్స్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అండ్ హ్యూమన్ వెల్ఫేర్. సో వాట్ అబౌట్ దట్ importance and human welfare, so based on the biological sciences. And in the next level there is another topic given about that branches of biology. It is one of the important chapter what we seen in the previous question paper as questions, branches of biology. So we know very well there are different type of the branches we can find out in the biological science. So what are they majorly? Botany is one of the branch of biology, zoology is one of the branch of the biology, and majorly the microbiology is also one of the branch of biology. So major branches what included in the biology we are just going to describe in the topic different type of the branches of biology. In this one we just separated that branches of botany also. So we just separating that branches of botany which given in our syllabus so at intermediate first year level. So in these branches of botany there are different type of the branches we are going to describe about them. So what are the majorly morphology which can be explains about the structure of the plant. In that one also we know that vegetative morphology is one of the type, and vegetative morphology and also the reproductive morphology and also cell biology, histology, and another like of the branches which can be explained about that pollen grains which called as embryology related గా ఉండేటువంటి బ్రాంచెస్ కూడా మనం ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో కాబట్టి బ్రాంచెస్ ఆఫ్ బోటనీ సో at level of that intermediate, so we are discussing that one. So branches of biology. So what given in the next topic about the biologists given, so different type of the biologists work in the biology, so like of Watson and Crick who explained the structure of the DNA, and also Acharya Panchanan Maheshwari who was related to the embryology, and also different scientists all worked in the biology, so about them also given as a topic biologist. And also there is another topic biological institutions in India. So there are different type of that biological institutions located at different localities. From this one also we are expecting the questions. For example, National Institute of Virology, so it was located at Pune, and also National Institute of Oceanography which where it was located at Goa, and also National Institute of Nutrition which located at Hyderabad. Like this some very important institutions in India given as in that first topic. So in the very beginning of that chapter on the name of the biological sciences, what about the importance of the biological sciences at human welfare, and along with the different type of the branches of biology included with the botany branches which given in intermediate first year syllabus, and also there is about the biologists in the information, and also biological institutions of India. So this is about the first chapter given in our syllabus. And in this one totally in botany related, just we are going to explain about that what are the different type of the branches included in the botany. So like of plant physiology, plant geography, and also plant embryology, and also palynology which is related to the pollen grains, and also external morphology and internal morphology, like of vegetative morphology and also reproductive morphology, and also genetics like of the branches. We are just going to talk in that very important topic, branches of biology related to the branches of botany. So, and dear students, there is a very important another topic given in our syllabus on the name of living world. What are the different characters seen in the living organisms? So this is the very basic topic given in the previous years of the syllabus and expecting in the 9th standard. So about the different type of the characters of that living organisms. So life and its characters. And one of the another important topic very related to the botany and zoology, what about that classification of living organisms? Actually right now it is the information given in 9th standard on the name of diversity in the plants, about the classification of the living organisms. There we can see that classification of the plants as well as classification of the animals also. And we know very good information about the classification of the plant. Basically the plants are majorly classified into two types. You know about that. What are they? One is non-flowering plants and another one is flowering plants. So related to this one, non-flowering plants we called with the name of the cryptogams, and flowering plants we called with the name of the phanerogams. And the non-flowering plants are also remotely classified into Calophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, and the flowering plants only classified into gymnosperms and angiosperms. So in this of the topic, just we are going to take the information about that the different characters what are we are expecting from that classification of the plants. So related in this one, along with classification of the animals also another topic, but related to the botany, we just going to explain about the classification of the different type of the plants. And what about the next topic? This is the microbial world, the second chapter included. We know very well there are some different type of that animals and also plants cannot be seen with our eyes, such like of the microorganisms included in the microbial world. Like what are they? So like of the viruses information, bacterial information, algae, fungi, and also the protozoans, and also useful and harmful microorganisms. And we know that the microorganisms are mainly classified into 5 categories. What are they? One is viruses, another one is bacteria, another one is algae, and the next one is fungi, and the next one is protozoan. And we know that viruses are the different type of that microorganisms which also only seen under the electron microscope, and in all the type of the microorganisms they are very smaller looking of the microorganisms. And there is information about the viruses given expandedly formed in the intermediate second year in microbial chapter. So about the viruses as well as about the bacteria. So completely we are going to explain this topic up to the intermediate level, what the information given in the 8th standard in the microbial world 1 and also microbial world 2. So about the viruses. So and also about the bacteria also information. This material information given in the 8th standard as well as given in the intermediate second year botany syllabus also. We know that bacterial organisms are unicellular organisms which are also with the characters of the prokaryotic. So these bacteria are very useful to the mankind, and also some harmful natures also about the bacteria. They will be causes some important diseases in the plants as well as in the human beings. So what about the structure of the bacteria, and what about the size of the bacteria, and what about the classification of the bacteria, and also what are the nutritional modes we can find out in the bacteria as well as useful and harmful characters of the bacteria. So this our total information we are going to discuss in that bacterial topic. And what is the next another one in the microbial world we are going to explain about the algal members. We know that the chlorophyllous and also the autotrophic microorganisms are mainly called as the algae, and these algal members are mainly classified into different classes as well as from the green algae to the another blue-green algae which is related to the cyanophyceae. So in the classification of the living organisms, expecting most of the questions from the algal members about these algal characters are most important at examination level. And what about the next organisms called as the fungi? We know very well about the fungal members. They are non-chlorophyllous and also heterotrophic callophytic organisms, and there is also important classification and characters we discuss in the fungi members. About the protozoans, it is related to the zoological topic, and useful and harmful microorganisms. The viruses are completely harmful microorganisms, but the bacteria are completely not the harmful microorganisms. They are useful and harmful microorganisms. So this is another level of the topic which very important for your examination at PGT and PGT level. So in the previous question paper also we seen more questions in microbial world chapter. And coming to the next part, dear students, about the third chapter, it is also one of the basic chapter in our syllabus on the name of the cell and tissue. And what is a cell? We know very well. It is the structural and functional unit of the organisms, and if the cell is divides, there is the formation of the groups, what we call with the name of the tissues. So cell and tissues is also very important related to the botany syllabus, and it is the information we are seeing that in two of the level, one schooling level and another one is the intermediate level. At schooling level, this information now in new textbooks we can find out from the 8th standard and also 9th standard about the cell, and after that intermediate first year botany syllabus included that about the cell, about the tissues are also. So about the cell and the tissues, there is a very beginning chapter, cell structural and functional unit of life. Here we are completely going to describe about who are the scientists who worked in that cell biology, which also previously called with the name of the cytology. So different scientists are working in this of the topic. For example, there is a Schleiden and Schwann. Who are they? Schleiden and Schwann both are the scientists who proposed the cell theory. And you know very well about the Rudolf Virchow was the scientist who was the scientist given the information. All the new cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. So this information was first given by the scientist of Rudolf Virchow. So కొత్త కణాలు అనేటువంటివి పాత కణాల నుండి ఏర్పడతాయనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని మనకు చెప్పిన వారు ఎవరంటే రుడాల్ఫ్ విర్చో అనేటువంటి సైంటిస్ట్. ఇటువంటి కొంతమంది సైంటిస్టుల గురించి అబౌట్ సమ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ సైంటిస్ట్ హూ వర్క్డ్ ఇన్ ద సెల్ బయాలజీ, వి జస్ట్ టేకింగ్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సెల్ స్ట్రక్చరల్ అండ్ ఫంక్షనల్ యూనిట్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్. After that, there is an interesting character, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. We know very well, based on the presence of the nucleus, the cells are mainly classified into two types, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. And prokaryotic cells are without the nucleus or with an undeveloped nucleus, and the eukaryotic cells are well-developed nucleus showing of the cells. And the organisms are also classified on this basis, prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms. We know that bacteria is one of the good examples of that prokaryotic organism, as well as mycoplasma, blue-green algal members. So these are the good examples of the prokaryotes, and we are going to just explaining about the different characters what are seen in the prokaryotic cells and also eukaryotic cells. And it is very related to the 9th standard included with the intermediate first year botany syllabus. After that, we are completely describing about the structure of the eukaryotic cell, which showing the developed nuclei. Yet one, a very important one is about the cell organelles. From this one also we are expecting the questions from the cell organelles. We know that very smaller organelles we can see inside of the cell in the cytoplasm of the cell. So they known as the cell organelles. From the nucleus to the another level of the vacuoles. So different type of the cell organelles showing their own structure, and also they involve in the different type of the functions are also. So what about the structure of the cell organelle and what type of the function done by that cell organelle, and who are the scientists working on that cell organelles? So total information we are going to explain in that topic, what is called as cell organelles, included with the biomolecules at the intermediate level, and also differences between the plant cell and also the animal cell. So there are some differences we can find out between the animal cell and also plant cell. For example, cell wall is a structure which is present around the plant cell, not the around the animal cell. So like this type of differences, we should going to talk about the differences between the plant cell and animal cell related at 9th standard up to the intermediate standard. For example, chlorophyll is present in the plant cell and chlorophyll is absent in the animal cell except of the euglenoids. So which of the following animal organisms are with the chlorophyllus? That means euglenoids. And cell wall is completely absent in which of the following cell? That means plant cell. Like these type of the questions we are expecting in the TCT and PCT. And also finally in this topic we are going to explain about that different type of these cell divisions. One is mitotic cell division and also another one is meiotic cell division. So this topic was now given in the 10th standard at reproduction topic and also given in intermediate first year chapter on the name of this cell division. So the cell division is also classified into two types, mitotic cell division and meiotic cell division. Mitosis cell division explains about that one cell divided into two daughter cells, and there are different type of the stages and changes of that stages also we are explaining in that one. And so this is about the third one on the name of the cell and tissues.
So
So in cell biology, cell division in of the two types, mitotic cell division and also there is given about the meiotic cell division. So meiosis going to explain about that one mother cell divide, how can it into four daughter cells. So in this meiotic cell division, so there is a deep discussion about that meiosis 1 and also meiosis 2 and with their substages. And after that, there is given about the tissues, structure and functional unit, types of the plant and animal tissues. So tissues means a group of the cells which are structurally and functionally same in of the characters. And the plant tissues we know that classified into mainly of three types. One is meristematic tissues, another one is the complex type of the tissues and also connective tissues like of that. So in these three types of the tissues, meristematic tissues are helpful to the growth of the plant body, and the complex tissues which called as xylem and phloem, they helpful to the transportation, and also the connective tissues which are involved in the formation of the plant body. So here we are going to completely discuss about the various type of the plant tissues, and in zoology's topic, so there is the another animal tissues also, and completely botany related topic given in the fourth level of the chapter in our syllabus on the name of the plant world. Here completely we are going to explain about the different type of the plant structural and functions of that different organs what are present in the plant body. So here, so about the plant world, there is some information about the morphology given as well as after that physiology topic, after that embryology topic. So majorly three topics are included in the plant world. One is morphology, another one is physiology, and the last one is embryology. So in these of the three topics about the morphology of a typical plant, here, so there is different type of the parts we can find out in the plant body, like of the root, stem, leaf, flower, like of one. So here very important ones are root, stem and leaf, which we called as vegetative organs of the plant body. So how many type of the vegetative organs of the plant body there are? So completely three type of the vegetative organs in the plant body. మూడు రకాలైనటువంటి శాఖీయ భాగాలు ఉన్నాయి. అందులో స్టెమ్ ఉంది, అలాగనే రూట్ అనేటువంటిది, అలాగనే లీఫ్ అనేటువంటిది. సో ఇన్ దీస్ త్రీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ vegetative organs, about the root, just we go to describe about the characters of the root as well as about the functions of the root, and also that different modifications of the root along the structure of root. So after the stem also, we know the main trunk of the plant body called with the name of the stem. What are the characters we can find out of the stem, and what are the major functions done by the stem? And we know very well some stems are completely present upon the soil, they called as aerial stems. అలాగనే కొన్ని మొక్కలలో ఈ స్టెమ్స్ అనేటువంటివి భూమి లోపల ఉండిపోతాయి. సో ద స్టెమ్స్ వాట్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ది సాయిల్ అబౌట్ దట్ అండర్గ్రౌండ్ స్టెమ్, అండ్ సమ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టెమ్ ప్రెసెంట్ అపాన్ ది సాయిల్, అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది stem was present inside of the soil, that's called as semi under of the stems, that means sub-aerial stems. So about these modifications of the stems are also very important, included in their examples are also. So different type of the root modifications and also different type of the stem modifications we are explaining in this on the topic of that stem. After that very important one in the vegetative organs about the leaf also, which can involve in the food preparation and structure of the leaf, modifications of the leaf, types of the leaf, and the type of the venetions in that plant body, arrangement of the leaves in that plant body, which called with the name of the phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy explains about that arrangement of the leaves in the plant body along with their modifications. After that, we just simply going to explain about the flower also. Here, what about the structure of the flower? Very important one also. So this information majorly given in 7th standard, in another level given in 10th standard, and in the next level given in the intermediate first year, reproductive morphology of the chapter. So in this flower there is a completely what about the structure of the flower. So onwards from the pedicle part to the inner parts of the flowers, very most important arrangement of that calyx and corolla, which is called with the name of estivation, and also different topics, arrangement of the ovules inside of that ovary. So these like of these topics we are going to explain that of the flower, as well as about the inflorescence also, which explains about the arrangement of the flowers in the plant body. So plants లలో ఫ్లవర్స్ అరేంజ్ అయ్యే విధానాన్ని ఇన్ఫ్లోరెసెన్స్ రూపంలో మనం ఇక్కడ వివరించుకుంటాం. అలాగనే అబౌట్ ది ఫ్రూట్స్ అండ్ ది స్ట్రక్చర్స్, డిఫరెంట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫ్రూట్స్, లైక్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫాల్స్ ఫ్రూట్స్ అండ్ ఆల్సో ట్రూ ఫ్రూట్స్, అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్రూ ఫ్రూట్స్ ఆల్సో. దిస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ we are going to talk in that fruit and the functions and types and functions of parts of the flower, modifications of the root, stem and also leaf. So with this one we just going to complete about the morphology of the plant, and also related to that one there is given about the photosynthesis related to the plant physiology. So this is very most important topic, and innerly మనం గమనించినట్లయితే 10th క్లాస్ లో కానీ 7th క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి న్యూట్రిషన్ ఇన్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ అనేటువంటి టాపిక్ ఉంటుంది 7th క్లాస్ లో. మనకి ఈ 7th క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి న్యూట్రిషన్ ఇన్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ అనే టాపిక్ తో పాటు 10th క్లాస్ లో న్యూట్రిషన్ అనేటువంటి టాపిక్ లో మనకి ఫోటోసింథసిస్ కు సంబంధించిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేటువంటిది ఇవ్వబడి ఉంటుంది. సో అబౌట్ దీస్ ఫోటోసింథసిస్ there is second year intermediate showing of that syllabus about the photosynthesis. How can the plants can prepare their own food materials by the process of the photosynthesis. In this photosynthesis process at intermediate level there is the information about the given C3 cycle like of one, and transportation of the electrons between the PS1 and also PS2. How can that electron transportation could be takes place between the PS1 and PS2, and also there is a another topic related to the photophosphorylation is also, which explains about the ATP formation. And so basical 7th క్లాస్ నుండి కూడా మనం ఇంటర్మీడియట్ వరకు కూడా మనం దేని గురించి నేర్చుకోవాలి అంటే ఫోటోసింథసిస్ గురించి మీరు నేర్చుకున్నట్లయితే మనకు చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ అబౌట్ ది ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ ఆల్సో we know very well more water what is released from the plant body in the form of the vapor. So that means in absorption of the water, total amount of the water is not utilized by the plant body. Some amount of the water could be lost from the plant body through by the stomata. So that's the very important process called with the name of the transpiration, which is also helpful to the ascent of the shape. That means upward of the movement of the water. That means ఇక్కడ మనం గమనించినట్లయితే ప్లాంట్స్ లలో ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ జరగడం వల్ల ఉపయోగాలు ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద మేజర్ పర్పసెస్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్, అండ్ హౌ మెనీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ మెథడ్స్, హౌ కెన్ ది ఓపెనింగ్ అండ్ క్లోజింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టొమాటాస్, advantages of the transpiration. About these total information we are going to talk about the transpiration topic. After the transportation, which also called as ascent of the sap, in this one upward movement of the water and minerals from the root system to the shoot system. So by the helping of the transpiration process ఎలా జరుగుతుంది వాటర్ యొక్క అప్వర్డ్ మూవ్మెంట్ అనేటువంటి టాపిక్ గురించి మనం ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకోబోతున్నాం. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ అబౌట్ ది రెస్పిరేషన్, which information given in that 10th standard and also in second chapter of the 10th standard included with the intermediate second year botany syllabus. And we know that anaerobic respirations and aerobic respirations, most information and most questions we are expecting from that aerobic respiration, which is also takes place in the different type of the levels, about the glycolysis process, about that oxidative phosphorylation, about that Krebs cycle also, electron transportation. So these are the major subtopics what we are going to explain in that respiration topic. After that excretion in the plants, very important one. So the plants are not excretes that wastages to the outside. They are going to reserve the wastages in their body in the formation of alkaloids, tannins, resins, gums and also latex. So these wastages are going to reserve in the plant body in various of the organs. So what are that organs reserve the parts that molecular table is also very important, which is the information given in only 10th class of the level. So after that, we completely going to explain about the reproduction in plants, very important one. So the reproduction in plants mainly takes place by three of ways. We know that vegetative propagation, which also called as vegetative reproduction, and also asexual reproduction or also sexual reproduction. So the vegetative reproduction information is also from low classes to the up to intermediate. Asexual also as the same, and after that sexual reproduction is the very important one. How can that male and female gametes are fertilized with one another? What are the changes could be takes place after the fertilization, which called with the name of the post fertilization changes. So after that, plant hormones, various type of the plant hormones also we are going to explain about that, like of auxins, gibberellins, and also that cytokinins, as well as abscisic acid, along with the ethylene, which is also in the gaseous form, and their of involvement in the plant metabolisms. After that, economic importance of the plant, very basic and also very general topic in that one. Wild and cultivated plants, agriculture operations, crop diseases and control measures, improvement of the crop yielding storage, prevention and protection food and plant products. So these are the major of the general topic what included in our botany syllabus. And so this is about the syllabus of the TCT and PCT related to the botany one. So dear students, ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వబడినటువంటి మొత్తం సిలబస్ లో కూడా TCT అండ్ PCT కి ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నటువంటి మీరు కంప్లీట్ గా మనం 6th క్లాస్ నుండి ఇంటర్మీడియట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ వరకు బోటనీలో ఇవ్వబడిన ప్రతి టాపిక్ ను కూడా మనం గమనించగలిగితే ఖచ్చితమైనటువంటి రిజల్ట్ అనేటువంటి దాన్ని మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు. లైక్ ఇక్కడ ప్లాంట్ హార్మోన్స్ గురించి ఇచ్చారు. సో దీస్ ప్లాంట్ హార్మోన్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ గివెన్ ఇన్ 10th స్టాండర్డ్, ఒక చిన్న టేబుల్ రూపంలో ఉంటుంది, ఫ్రమ్ ఆక్సిన్స్ టు ది ఇథైలిన్. సో దీస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మనం ఎక్కడ కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలంటే ఇంటర్మీడియట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ కానీ కనెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నట్లయితే అక్కడ మనకు మరికొంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేటువంటి దొరకడం జరుగుతుంది. కాబట్టి మనం కంప్లీట్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లెవెల్లో ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే కంప్లీట్ గా టాపిక్ టు టాపిక్ ఫ్రమ్ బిగినింగ్ టు ది ఎండింగ్ వరకు కూడా సిలబస్ ను ఆన్లైన్ రూపంలో కానీ ఆఫ్లైన్ రూపంలో కానీ అందించడం అనేటువంటి జరుగుతుంది. సో ఈ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసుల యొక్క ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి ఉద్దేశం ఏమిటంటే ఎవరైతే కోచింగ్ అనేటువంటి దానికి రావడానికి సమయం అనేటువంటిది లేదో అటువంటి అభ్యర్థుల కోసం ఈ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ లో మేమేం చేయబోతున్నామంటే ఇక్కడ ఆఫ్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ లో ఎంత ఎఫిషియెంట్ టీచింగ్ లెవెల్ అనేటువంటి దాన్ని మనం అందిస్తామో అంతే క్వాలిటీగా మనం ఇక్కడ ఆన్లైన్ లో కూడా వీడియోస్ రూపంలో మీ అందరికి కూడా అవనిగడ్డ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ హైదరాబాద్ అండ్ నల్గొండ బ్రాంచెస్ కి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఈ యొక్క సంస్థ తరపున మీకు ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ ను కూడా వీడియోస్ రూపంలో అందించడం అనేటువంటి జరుగుతుంది. కాబట్టి మనం ఈ క్లాసెస్ ని ఆఫ్లైన్ లో ఉంటూ ఆన్లైన్ లో కూడా మనం ఫాలోఅప్ చేసుకున్నట్లయితే మన ప్రిపరేషన్ అనేటువంటిది రాబోతున్నటువంటి నోటిఫికేషన్ కు అనుకూలంగా జరుగుతుంది. అలాగే ప్రిపరేషన్ లెవెల్ అనేటువంటిది కూడా మనకు చక్కగా జరిగేటువంటి అవకాశం అనేటువంటిది ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, మీరందరూ కూడా ఒక విషయాన్ని క్షుణ్ణంగా గమనించాలి. ఇక్కడ అవనిగడ్డ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ ఏదైతే నల్గొండ అండ్ ఆల్సో హైదరాబాద్ మెయిన్ బ్రాంచెస్ గా మనకి ఇక్కడ నెలకొల్పబడి ఉందో ఈ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ తరపున జరుగుతున్నటువంటి ఆఫ్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ అన్ని కూడా ది బెస్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ చేత నిర్వహించబడుతున్నవి. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ కూడా ఆఫ్లైన్ లో ఎవరైతే క్లాసెస్ ని తీసుకుంటారో వాళ్ళే ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ అనేటువంటి చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఇక రెండు విధాలా కూడా అభ్యర్థులు లాభం పొందడానికి అవకాశం అనేటువంటి జరుగుతుంది. సో కాబట్టి మనం తెలుసుకున్నటువంటి సిలబస్ కు అనుకూలంగా రిలేటెడ్ టు దీస్ సిలబస్ వాట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఇన్ దీస్ ఆఫ్ ది వీడియో మనం నెక్స్ట్ వీడియోలో మనం ఖచ్చితంగా ఒక టాపిక్ అనేటువంటి దాన్ని తీసుకొని చక్కగా మనం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్దాం.